Hello.
Hey,
Thanks for tuning in. This is Thompson's Talk Movies. We are here to talk movies, and we are people that are named Thompson. um, Today, our movie is Hobbs and Shaw, a Fast and the Furious story, and
a classic.
a classic,
Yeah,
right?
really.
And
I mean,
then
it comes right down to it.
I watched the movie The Gentleman, a Guy Ritchie directed movie.
I watched The Marriage Story.
Well, and I watched another film classic called The Lost Husband.
The Lost. Okay, awesome. As far as Hobbs and Shaw is concerned, it was released a year ago, August 2nd, 2019. That doesn't seem like a year; it seems like 6.
Yeah.
It
A
cost
pre-virus movie release. Yes.
right, just barely.
PVR in the business.
PVR, BC.
Yes.
The movie cost $200 million to make, and it made $706 million. So pretty good overall.
Well, you know what? I was looking on Wikipedia, and I listen to these numbers.
Or
No, that's
go
right.
ahead. Go ahead.
Those are correct.
Go ahead.
It says
yeah.
here.
Awesome.
It says here. It grossed 760 or 6 million.
Oh.
Right, and
my
it said,
bad.
hold on, and then it said that it netted only $84 million, but I don't get that. I mean, it says when factoring in all expenses and revenues. So anyway, because I know when they say when the movie costs so much to produce, but there must be other
Maybe that
expenses
was-
for distribution.
Maybe that was the profit for the studio.
maybe.
After paying everybody, all the actors and the directors and the cast
Yeah,
and the
but
crew
you think
and
that would be
catering
in the
and stuff.
amount that they cost to
Yeah,
produce it, but
yeah.
because I know because usually they're like 200 million, but so they,
And it was 760, not 706.
yeah. But anyway,
Huh,
so that
okay.
was so I don't know
Interesting.
how much money
I
Hollywood's
didn't get
making,
to that
probably
spot.
more than we think. But anyway,
Yeah, they would like to think that.
yeah. One interesting thing is it made a lot more money outside of the United States and
Yeah.
Canada than in.
That makes sense too.
So
yeah.
I guess there's a lot more people outside of the United States and Canada than are in the United States and Canada.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot more people to watch the movie.
So anyway, this stars Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham, and Idris Elba. Quite a action trio if you think about it. Idris is the bad guy. Jason and Dwayne are the odd couple, who team up to to defeat Idris Elba, and one of the other interesting casting calls is Helen Mirren.
She has a crazy career.
Yeah.
Because, like, the things I really know her from are, like, super crazy over the top action movies. Did you ever see Red or Red 2? Did you see those? No? They were movies based on comic books. And essentially, Red means retired, extremely dangerous. So they're like ex-CIA and like tasked like strike force people that have retired and are like still like on lists for hit lists and stuff like that. And she's in both of them, and she's just
She's
just
an evil
insane.
genius, kind of.
Yeah, she's a good guy, but she's
Oh,
crazy.
she is. Okay. But she
and
plays
she's
a lot of bad
protagonist.
guys too. She plays a lot of
Right,
bad guys because she's kind of got that face, kind of that seriousness.
Right.
But
Essentially, the plot for Hobbs and Shaw is that I was just going to go through it a little bit,
Yeah,
I guess. But
yeah.
in the beginning of the movie, you are at the beginning of the movie, you're introduced to a female character, and Vanessa Kirby plays this character, and she gets set up. She goes on the run. She has this like toxin in her body, and and The Rock and Jason get called in. I'm on first name basis with these people to get called in to find her. And then eventually you realize that Idris Elba is like sort of Darth Vader kind of, and he's being enhanced by this computer program. And and physically and like mentally and things like that kind of. And he's the bad guy, and he's trying to get this virus so that he can cleanse the world and weed out the weak, of course, like always. And they couple of different crazy car chases, and then the car chase the car chase at the end is insane. It's just silly. So
Well, that is a silly one. I guess what I was struck with was the location. Locations are
Yeah.
out of this. Well, I don't even know if they're actually located in all those places, but they go to Moscow.
they're in London at first. They meet at London.
Yeah.
Don't
and
they?
then
Aren't they
go
in
to
North
Moscow,
Africa sometime?
And then they go.
They end up
to-
in Samoa in the
They
end.
end up in Samoa. Yeah. Don't they go? They go to some bombed out like factory at one point, and that I thought that was in like.
I think they were just all in LA.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably, yeah. There's
They're
the
all
Samoa,
in-
LA,
Yeah,
the
you're right.
Moscow, LA.
It seemed like Chernobyl or something like that. Maybe
Oh,
it was
yeah,
Moscow, or Russia or something.
I don't
like
know,
that.
or Ukraine. I can't remember. There was some.
But they were
I guess
they
that's
were
where
kind of all
Chernobyl is,
over
yeah.
the place. Yeah.
Yeah, they.
If you go anywhere in Europe, it's either going to be in Berlin, Paris, London, Moscow, or somewhere in Ukraine.
Is that how it works?
Or like Rome or something.
Or like some like weird city in the Balkans.
True. Well, the movie was pretty entertaining. I
was
enjoyed
entertaining,
it.
yeah.
It was a little bit crazy, but and the ending was kind of fantastical. But it was but I enjoyed it. It's like more like a
If
cartoon.
you like
than
Fast and the Furious, you'll like it.
Yeah, I think so. Similar.
This was, I don't know. It seemed like this one, because with the Fast and the Furious, the all the stunts are with the cars. With this one, it was really just The Rock and Jason Statham doing the stunts. Like that was where the action and the action met up, and it just seemed a little more out of this world for me than other Fast and the Furious movies. I mean, given Fast and the Furious movies are very out of this world, especially the latest ones. The seventh one with the submarine under the ice and they're shooting torpedoes. Silly, stupid, crazy, dumb.
Yeah.
Good movie, but
Well, I mean,
there was sort of like a Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner thing with this one, like because some of the things that especially The Rock was able to do, physically,
Yeah.
it was like no way. It's like his arm's gone, like it completely ripped out of the socket, laying 50 feet behind him. If he actually did that in real life, that sort of thing.
Well, they did. The ending is a bunch of computer and engineeringly enhanced mercenaries going up against a team of native Samoans with spears. I don't need to tell you who wins. So I mean, the suspension,
Spoiler alert: the good guys win.
the suspension of disbelief there is
to be
works
fair,
though.
they didn't have any of their weapons. They didn't have any of their guns.
Yeah,
They were able to hack the guns
Yeah.
because they were special guns that only worked if you had a special glove on.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah. I mean, these guys were big
Just saying.
guys, but like
Well, the Samoans, they're
they
great,
were
big
That
guys.
was
The Rock.
that was such a funny, weird like location for the ending, though. Like,
was,
I mean,
it was.
the action made sense and stuff like that, and like, and it was
Ever-
cool to be like that sort of because there was both of the guys were like dealing with family in the movie and stuff like that.
It's
So.
kind of a weird thing. Like how like Dwayne, like he probably doesn't do all of his stunts.
Maybe not.
Yeah, but think of like they need another man that size. Just think about that. Like exactly built that way.
Right, the stunt double for The Rock is.
Same diet. Imagine,
Put the casting call
imagine
out
being
for
a
them.
person
Yeah.
and having the same diet as Dwayne the Rock Johnson just to play like a couple scenes.
Well, I suppose it's like
Like
you
that
got to
guy's
imagine
set.
a guy that looks just perfect, except he's like, his face is deformed.
His
or
face
something.
Yeah, you like from behind, he looks exactly like they stand side by side from behind,
wearing, like, the ripped
exactly
t-shirt.
the same. Yeah,
Like the ripped t-shirt.
but I
right
mean, like
here.
Yeah.
usually if usually if an action star like that finds a good stunt double, they just take him to the movies.
Oh yeah.
So like if The Rock gets work, this guy gets work.
Oh, he'll get
So
like
he'll
money.
just like
he'll get
right.
bank.
So everybody, they'll
he
just take him
gets-
to the same thing.
Yeah,
was
as
it-
long
what
as
was
they-
that
Dwayne
movie we
gets like
just-
7 movies a year.
We just watched a movie
Or
like that,
more.
but the latest movie by with Brad Pitt and
Oh yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio.
yeah, to get
Once
that
Upon a
movie.
Time in
That's
Hollywood,
exactly
Same idea.
Same
They-
idea.
yeah,
The-
they
his
just bring them
sidekick
all
is
down. Right,
his
right.
stunt double. Yeah,
So he just
and those
drives
guys
around
look
and
kind of
stuff
like
they kinda do, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what you're
Enough
talking
for
about.
that
A
sort of
long
thing.
time in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
yeah, once upon a time.
Because
So-
like the okay, keep it.
Yeah, so there's I think what is it? There's 9 Fast and Furious at this point, or 9 is about to come out.
That I mean,
And then,
if you're
and then-
if you're counting numbers of movies,
And
this
I think this is the first
this
spin-off.
would be
though.
the 9th.
yeah,
This
but
is the first spin-off, but Fast
not
and
called-
Furious
it's not-
9 has not come out.
right. It's not in the sequence. Just
Right.
like Star Wars as its numbering. This
Right.
is a spin-off. They're calling it, and so this would be Hobbs and Shaw 2 if there was
Right.
a second one, but it's still a spin-off from that franchise. Although that being said, these guys, neither of them was there at the beginning of the franchise, and so it's
They weren't even able to
They're
get
characters,
anybody
though.
like even like to be on like the phone or something like
Yeah,
that.
I thought they'd have
Like
somebody.
I would like
I thought they'd have somebody.
The one with the most Fast and Furious experience was Jason Statham,
Right.
And he was in the 6th one or something.
Well, no, Rock has been in more than Jason Statham, I think. No, I thought they'd have somebody from the cast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not, I mean, he'd have to. Vin would be the obvious one, but
No,
that
I mean,
he wouldn't
no.
want to. He wouldn't want to play that. But a good. I can recommend it. I'm giving it a 1.
All right,
One
sure.
finger. What do you think? Half a finger.
Half.
I can see
We
that.
can do halves. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we did halves like the other time.
Really?
That,
Oh,
that,
okay.
he,
2 and a half?
he just
Are you
did it
going-
one time, and then
sure.
we're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we kind of.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's good. It's entertaining. It's fun. Those guys do a good job. There's a lot of crazy like locations and action, but it's a little.
I'm just not like crazy about those movies.
Yeah,
I'm just
no.
gonna give it.
It's
half.
a little over there because like there's one bit. This is a stunt that it's just ridiculous, where it's The Rock. What's her name again? Vanessa and Jason Statham's driving, and The Rock's got he's kind of halfway out the window. There's a guy coming on a motorcycle towards them. Bad guy on a motorcycle. Both things are going about 40 miles an hour. 30. I mean, it's made to look quicker than it is with quick cuts and stuff like that. The Rock just sort of grabs the guy and picks him up off of the motorcycle, and then just waits for the next concrete wall and just kind of throws him at it.
Yeah.
And he just falls, hits it in an awkward way, and then
And Rock
falls
still
off.
has his arm.
Just-
And he's just, I didn't say.
Just after seeing like hundreds of those movies, like of just Dwayne the Rock Johnson, just straight up killing people, or like any of those other actors. Maybe if there were like 20 in existence, I'd probably be like, okay, those are pretty good movies, But since there's like hundreds of them and they just keep doing the same thing over and over again, it's like, oh, wow, that was pretty cool.
It seems
Seeing
like
the
there's
same
that
movie.
many. Yeah.
I watched A Marriage Story. I watched it for the second time today, and I still cried the second time, like twice. Last time I cried like 4 times or something like that, probably. And
What's got that really cool actor who plays the lead? I haven't seen it, but
Adam Driver, he's like Kylo Ren in Star Wars.
Right,
It's
right.
kind of weird to see him because like in Star Wars he's like pretty dramatic in Star Wars as well.
Right.
But like he's just like it's like
He's
instead
pretty
of him
lovable
like
in this one, I
slicing
guess.
up some rebels, he's like
a good dad.
trying to be, I
Trying
guess.
to be, yeah.
And then this is a loaded cast.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane. So like you have Adam Driver, Scarlett Johansson, Laura Dern, and then there's some others as well. But it some of awards it got Academy Award for Best Actress in Supporting Role, which was Scarlett Johansson.
Mm.
And then it had a bunch more nominations, Best Picture, and then also Best Actor. there's a lot. Hold on, there's one more. I think they won one more Oscar.
They might have been.
There's a lot of awards
Was
though.
that wasn't a Netflix movie, was it?
It is on Netflix.
It is on Netflix, but I mean,
I
was
don't-
it in the
I think it was
theaters?
in the theaters. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
There was like, so they got like 25 awards.
Oh,
like,
wow.
So like, not just like Academy Awards,
I'm gonna
but
have
like
to
a
watch
bunch
that
of them. And it's on Netflix. You can watch it. It's pretty crazy, but it's not like there's no like they're not like, I mean, there's swearing and stuff like that. It's rated R. To me, it feels like maybe for like PG-13 in a way. Probably just because of the language. It's R. There's nothing like.
Might be the themes too a little bit. I
Yeah,
mean,
the themes. Like, it's about divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, yeah.
the aftermath.
Yeah. And the aftermath is more like, it's not like really going, it's kind of like going through divorce in a way, but it's more about them, like, separating and then, like, having, like, who gets custody over the kid.
Mm.
And it's kind of like that. Yeah, but they play really good, or the actors do really good in the movie. Especially Scarlett Johansson. She's like.
Did she
really
do
good.
that whip around the back of the neck, like pile drive move to anybody that she does with everybody in the Marvel movies? She doesn't do that.
No.
And she doesn't whip around Adam Driver's neck and does that thing and just BAM pulls him down. No?
There's this really
Okay, sorry,
funny
all right.
scene though, where Adam Driver, he just has his like, he's like talking about like a joke that he does, and then he like, it's like one of those box cutters,
Sure.
and then he like does it, and then he does the joke. He's like, oh yeah, this is like where you do it like that, and then he didn't put all the blade back, so he just cut right here, and you like see just like the like, so he, like is like he's like acting like it didn't happen, or because like he doesn't know yet, and then the person that's right next to him is like, did you cut yourself? And he's like, oh yeah, and then he's like, yeah, you just go along. And he's like, no, I'm fine, and then he's like washing it off and putting on band-aids and like doing it. He's like doing it like really calmly though, like not saying anything.
Right.
And then he just goes on the counter like this, and then he just like slides down. and then his son just like walks in, like, in the kitchen, just like going to get like a midnight snack. And then he's like, Dad, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm just a little tired. Just laying on the floor like this.
That's a lonely feeling when you cut yourself and you got to take care of it yourself.
Sure.
That's the epitome of divorce right there. I'm just saying, but so it's I guess it's kind of cool that it's just a story, right? And there's no special effects, there's no action.
It's in the freaking title, so.
Exactly. I mean, it's just a I like movies like that just
No
about real life,
no crazy whip
Yeah,
around
there's
the
no
neck.
like.
Yeah, nobody has magic powers.
No.
No whipper. What is that?
Why don't
Whatever.
we-
Actually,
call
Scarlett
it-
Johansson in the last scene actually just does a.
Just gets up on it. Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's
There
good.
should
She
be a-
pulls
so-
out a gun and just starts killing people left and right.
So you
There should be a word for
clearly you recommend this movie
Yeah, I'd
if,
say
if
obvious.
awesome.
This.
if it moved you emotionally 2 times.
Yeah.
It's kind of long though, right?
It's only 2 hours and 16 minutes.
16. Okay. I also watched a Netflix movie called The Lost Husband, which happens to be #1 of the top 10 on Netflix right now this week of August 14th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the reason I decided to talk about it was I've been accused of liking Hallmark movies, and
Accused?
and it's probably because I do, or I have
Yeah,
watched a
right,
lot
exactly.
of
Like,
exactly.
what, I mean,
Accused?
it's the truth.
Yeah, and convicted, I guess. It's accused and convicted. And so I've noticed how that Netflix and some of the other streaming groups are making like Hallmark movies. And this movie is not quite a Hallmark movie, but it's darn close. They're kind of tapping into that same audience, I guess. But you'll know exactly what this is. This woman's husband dies in a car accident, so she takes her 2 kids and moves to the country with her aunt. And there's a guy there that works on the farm, The guy's name is
As soon as you see the guy, you're like, oh,
Josh
unless
Duhamel.
All right, the first time you see him, he's got his shirt off.
Well, not the second time.
Oh God!
he's
but-
just like all beefed up.
Yeah, just
But you guys know who Josh Duhamel is, right?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, and that's pretty much says it all
yeah,
right there.
the Transformers head army guy.
Okay, right, you gotta.
I'm sorry.
Let's
Let's
define Hallmark.
Let's
movie.
translate everything.
Yeah,
into
Girl has a
Transformer.
douchey boyfriend.
So he's the. and
Finds
so-
another boy.
and so-
Falls in love with a boy.
Exactly. Well,
breaks
this
up with
to be
douche
fair to
boy.
this one, it's more about finding out about the girl's past. But of course she does fall in love with this guy. But that actually just happens right at the end, so that's kind of nice.
okay.
So it's not a whole bunch of almost kisses and all that crap.
Right.
But
Okay.
but it was a good movie, and I was kind of surprised it was rated #1. It's funny what gets rated #1 on Netflix. It's
Sure.
kind of movies like this. Of course, they're typically things that have just come out. You know that
Right.
if it's been out for a while, then of course it falls off the list. But this one, I imagine, is just the most watches per day or per week that gets it pegged as that top 10. But I've kind of enjoyed that they added that top 10 list here about I don't know how long ago, 6 months ago, and so I kind of enjoyed seeing what's on there. But a lot of the stuff I don't like, of course, in the top 10 list, but yeah, I got mixed reviews, 58% on Rotten Tomatoes, and but not bad.
Anything
And-
above 50 on that site is a success.
and
in my opinion.
the actress who plays the lead is Leslie Bibb, who you'd probably recognize, but I didn't. She's not been a huge
She's
star.
not in any Transformers movies.
I don't. Well, she might be, but she plays.
I recognize the name, but I can't remember.
Yeah, she plays a good part, and otherwise the rest of the cast was unknown to me, except Josh Duhamel and then Leslie Bibb. But I'd recommend it if you like Hallmark movies. So or that type of movie, rom-coms, I guess. But this one has a little bit more story to it than a regular romantic comedy. So. But it's called The Lost Husband, and you can find it on Netflix.
Is there some sort of
Rating.
farm to?
PG, probably.
Rating.
Yeah, I give it a 1 with a little bit of bend on the end.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh
We're
my
making
goodness.
another rating as well now.
Yeah, we're.
So, no, I give it a 1. Give it a 1. No, 0 to 1, no
0.75?
fractions. That's
0 to 1, no
terrible.
fractions.
Yeah, let's give it a 1. Yeah, I think I like you kind of got to rate from what you like rather than what you might think the general public might like, right?
Totally.
Yeah. So that's where I'm sticking to it. #1.
Cool.
And it's called The Lost Husband. So, all right.
Awesome. I watched The Gentleman, which is the most recent Guy Ritchie movie.
Okay.
Other Guy Ritchie movies include Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, starring Jason Statham,
Yeah.
and Snatch, starring
Jason
Statham, and Brad Pitt, among other people. He also directed Man from U.N.C.L.E., a movie I really, really, really like.
Oh.
Armie Hammer and the guy that played Brendan Ruth, the guy that played Superman, or the guy that is playing Superman. I don't know. But anyway, getting back to The Gentleman, this one, I like this one. This was
Is it a recent movie?
it's recent, yeah. Oh, sorry. Actually, January 24th, 2020. So it did come out this year, just barely.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Marriage Story came out 2019 as well.
Is it 2020?
November, I think.
Yeah, January 24th, 2020. Directed by Guy Ritchie. It cost $22 million and it made $115 million. So for this kind of movie, that would be a success, I would guess. It stars Matthew McConaughey, Colin Farrell, Charlie Hunnam.
Oh yeah. God, how do you get all those guys for $22 million?
I don't know.
You might need an
Everybody was bored or
NBA general
something.
manager to book
Yeah,
that
right. Well,
movie. Put a salary cap on there.
Oh my
How
God,
do you want these
that
guys?
works.
You know,
Yep.
I don't
know.
Extras?
Prorated salary, is that prorated? I don't know. So yeah, and Hugh Grant as well.
You're
among
kidding
others.
me.
Nope, I am not. Hugh Grant. So the idea,
Wow.
the plot is that it's pretty classic British gangster movie. The idea is that Matthew McConaughey has this marijuana empire that he's trying to sell, get rid of, because he doesn't want to be in the business anymore. He wants to go straight. And the classic move, and then everybody comes out of the woodwork to try to either take it from him or buy it from him for less than he wants, and that sort of thing. So the the whole movie is sort of told as a flashback. So like right at the beginning, Hugh Grant and Charlie get together, and they're just talking at Charlie's house, and like the Hugh Grant sort of tells this story, and then eventually at the end it comes back to where they are and stuff like that. But the plot is pretty simple. To the Matthew McConaughey has this business. He also has this like high-end car repair shop that sort of is the front. It's the laundering part of it, and his wife runs that, who's also really good in the movie. She's super ballsy, then they sort of the businesses sort of overlap in a bad way, kind of. So like the bad guys start coming to the car shop looking for Matthew McConaughey. He's never there because that's not where he works. So so then, and in the end, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's like this sort of cool fourth wall break in a way too, like right at the end, which is kind of fun. So I suggest it. It's pretty good. It's not as like edgy as Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels or Snatch.
Good.
If you like, if you want a less edgy Guy Ritchie movie, this is the one. This is a good one. It's pretty classic Guy Ritchie. There's
called The Gentleman.
The Gentleman. Yep.
Where can you find it to watch it?
I rented it on Google.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's streaming. I rented it maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now.
Okay.
It's also comparable, going back to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I always considered Guy Ritchie kind of the British Quentin Tarantino, and these two movies I think are very similar in that it's not. They're very stylized in the way of the director and things like that, but they've in some ways have lost their edge in a way, whether bad or good. But I think that if you watch the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, if you were expecting like Kill Bill or something like that, you're not going to get that. That's not what that movie is. But if you watched The Gentleman and expected Snatch, which is sort of more similar to it than the other one, it's not that. That's not what it is. It's a lot less gritty.
These guys are mellowing out in their old age.
They're sort of mellowing out, I think. Yeah.
Okay, we can go with
and
that.
then like insane. I guess with Black Klansman too. Like that's a very easily digestible movie.
Is that a Guy Ritchie movie?
No, it's Spike Lee.
Oh yeah.
So and that same
Same kind
idea.
of idea,
His stuff when he was younger was very edgy, very in your face. The ending of Black Klansman is very in your face, but the story of the movie itself is very easily to relate to. But in this one, I thought I was able to relate to Black Klansman a lot more than the other stuff. So, kind of like they lose their edge, but it's kind of a good thing, sort of.
Yeah.
So
Makes it more accessible.
Number one for Gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
One
All right.
for Gentlemen.
We got all ones
The
almost,
Gentleman.
except a half on the joint movie.
On the Shaw,
On
right?
the Shaw.
Yeah.
Wile E. Coyote
That's
and
good.
Roadrunner.
That's good. So those are good movies to this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.